is Dustin with New Game Plus, and this is an in-depth analysis of the new Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer, the TGS, one that just came out just a couple of days ago. I already recorded a first expression, first reaction, live kind of first take of my reaction to the new trailer. You can watch that. I've linked it below. But this is kind of a more step-by-step detailed look at the different elements that are revealed here in this trailer. We've got a lot of firsts here for the remake so far. We've been shown a lot of things, but there's a lot of new things in this trailer, and then there's a lot of things that can easily be missed. But for those of you that are hardcore Final Fantasy VII fans, like myself, we can journey through this together, and maybe I'll be able to point out a few things that you missed, and I'm sure that you'll be able to share with me in the comment section below some of the things that I surely missed or got wrong. Our opening cutscene is nothing that we haven't seen before. It is Cloud's entrance into Midgar on top of the train. And then we quickly end up in Midgar itself. Under the plate, it appears, with these wispy spirits flying around. Now, we've seen these wispy spirits in trailers before. Still, no one knows exactly what they are. There's a lot of assumptions or guesses around. I think it's too early to tell. There's not an equivalence that I can remember in the original. But they are attacking Barrett in the next scene, and Avalanche. They appear to be attacking them in the Sector 7 slums, most likely right outside of 7th Heaven. And then we get a beautiful shot of our friend Jessie, who they're seeming to really build out in this remake. She is riding with Cloud, and Biggs and Wedge are riding on another bike, and they're fleeing through the streets of Midgar. Chasing after them is a nameless character with bleached hair, looks really fabulous, and Jessie asks, "Who is that?" Cloud says, "A soldier." And if you recall, a soldier is an advanced super soldier, kind of like Zack and even Sephiroth himself. So Shinra seems to still be maybe coming after Cloud after, spoiler alert, Zack was killed in Crisis Core. Maybe we'll have multiple soldiers that are coming and trying to recapture or kill Cloud. We then see Tifa and Cloud in the Shinra building prison after the Turks ambush the team in the elevator. If you recall, Cloud and Tifa are sharing a room. Aerith is in the room to the left, and Barrett and our new friend Red 13 is to the right. This is the night before everything goes awry. Tifa mentions asking for Cloud's help way back when. I think she's talking about when they were kids. The conversation doesn't happen in the original. In the original, they're kind of talking with Aerith through the wall about the Cetra, the Ancients. But now we've got some more backstory here. We see some exciting, mysterious images of Sephiroth. I still don't think that this is probably like actually him. It's most likely in Cloud's memories or visions. And then we've got Biggs and Jessie parachuting into Midgar. Cloud on Wedge's back doing the same, which that's hilarious. Cloud on Wedge's back. It looks to be some kind of romance between Jessie and Cloud. I don't know how in-depth this is or how serious this is. It's probably just something flirtatious. Cloud probably doesn't have the feelings in return because in my house, Tifa is bae. And then we get a beautiful shot of Cloud talking with Aerith in the kind of ruins of the church. Cool Reno enters with 2 guards, and he's got some kind of stun baton, and he can apparently phase warp like Noctis in Final Fantasy XV. And this cutscene of a fight between Cloud and Reno actually turns into an actual fight. And then we see Rude later in Sector 5, maybe outside of Aerith's house. There's an encounter there before Aerith and Cloud fight together against Rude. And I didn't notice this in the first watch, but Rude is spinning Cloud around and around and then launching him at Aerith. How did I miss that the first time? It's incredible. Here we see fancy Aerith outside of Don Corneo's mansion. She's already dressed up and ready to go, saying that Don Corneo only likes a certain kind of woman and only allows them to come into the mansion. Speaking of Don Corneo, here he is in his room, apparently in front of the most beautiful girl in the world. And they've really improved on his character model here. I love the characterization and his voice. I think that it's kind of right in line, but I really think that they worked with the model some, and I think they did it really well. Look at that mustache. And then here we've got an interesting scene. It's Aerith and Tifa trying to convince Cloud of something. It appears like they're outside. If you look at it, it kind of looks like the street with the black asphalt and the yellow painted lines. I heard the theory that this is a scene after all three ladies are all dressed up in their dresses with their hair and their bows and makeup and all of that, but that the models were changed as to not give it all away in the trailer. I can buy that because in the original, Tifa isn't with them at this point in the game, and in fact, one of the reasons why Cloud and Aerith are getting all dressed up to go into Don Corneo's mansion in the first place is to rescue Tifa. So if that theory isn't correct, I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. But either way, I do believe that it's in or near Wall Market. And here we see Marlene and Aerith in Tifa's bar, Seventh Heaven. The doors open, I believe, to the bar, and we see Sang there. You know what? Now that I think of it, this is the place that the Turks capture Aerith and take her away, I think, while the rest of the gang is running up the pillar. And speaking of the pillar, here we get the climb up the Section 7 pillar. Our lovely friend Jessie is fighting alongside Barrett and Biggs and Wedge. And although we see Jessie and Biggs and Wedge in a lot of cutscenes, even battling, I don't think you're ever going to see them in a battle or that we're going to control them. We then get a rapid montage of these wisp spirits kind of blowing past Cloud, Aerith and Cloud traveling through Sector 5. We get a train scanning, Tifa climbing through what looks to be an underground entrance to the number 5 reactor. We've got mini games here, along with squats and pull-ups. Barrett is blasting away some debris. And then one of the best scenes in the trailer, Cloud gets turned into a frog by what I think is a Sahagan. I've never known how to pronounce them, in the tunnels there. And notice it's a personalized frog. It's got a sword on its back. Here we get a little bit of action before we see a hologram of President Shinra. This is different in the game. President Shinra actually walks out to the party, but this kind of makes a lot more sense. There's Heidegger saying that they have an important role to play. And this is the prelude right before, I believe, the Airbuster battle. And then we get our first summons reveal. I don't think we've had any other summons in any of the trailers so far. We saw Ifrit, or Ifrit. The fire demon looks great. We've got another battle with Rude on top of the pillar. I think Rude's probably going to be a key antagonist here in the first part. Here, what I thought was Odin, but then it turns out to be like a battle with an enemy. It still might be Odin. You might battle the summons before you obtain them in this game, and there's Shiva, another summon. We might have gotten 3 summons so far in this trailer, which leads to a final scene with Tifa and Cloud at the Pillar's Ascent. And don't close it out yet, because after the title is shown, Final Fantasy VII Remake, we get a post-title scene where the party is overlooking destroyed Midgar. Concerned look on Cloud's face, maybe? Like, was it worth it? Available worldwide 03/03/2020. I'm almost certain that episode 1 will be from the beginning of the game to the end of Midgar. We're only seeing scenes from there, so that will probably be episode 1. We still haven't seen more proof that it is episodic, although they said that at one point. I just don't know why they're not talking about it more or being clear with it at this point. But if that's the case, they have taken a condensed portion and really stretched it out, and they're packing a whole lot in this first episode. Because this is before you get to the world map, this is before the Chocobo farm, this is before the Midgar zone, this is before all of that. What would take possibly, I don't know, 3-4 hours in the original game to play, I've heard that they're stretching out this first episode to 20 hours or so. But I could believe it. They seem to be going super in-depth with characters and story. Even President Shinra's hologram from earlier mentioned Wu-Tai. And I don't think that was brought up until much later. There's a lot going on here in the trailer. I tried to catch the majority of it, if not all of it, but I'm sure that I missed something. Tell me what I missed down below. Tell me if you think differently than maybe what I thought on things, or if you caught some of the same things that I did. And stay tuned for more Final Fantasy VII Remake news. I'm super excited for it to be released.